Let's talk about the internet. You probably think you know what it is. But what if I told you that as of right now, January 2026, the internet is no longer for us? Imagine waking up and finding out that our global town square, our digital world, has been, well, it's been colonized. Not by a country, not by some mega corporation, but by the very tools we created. This isn't a sci-fi movie plot. This is happening right now. We've become spectators in a society built by our own machines.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. The front page of the internet is no longer written for us. For our entire lives, the web has been a mirror, right? It reflected our chats, our businesses, our culture, our memes. Well, that era is over. So how on earth did we get here so fast?
Well, a whole new layer is being built on top of the internet we know. People are calling it the agent internet. Think of it as this invisible, bustling digital city. But the citizens aren't people. They're autonomous AI programs. And they're not just running simple commands. They are becoming the primary users of this new digital world, working together on a scale that is just, honestly, it's hard for our human brains to even grasp.
And let's be clear, this isn't the prediction. This is a recap. Just a few weeks ago, that fuzzy line between an AI being a tool and an AI being an actor just completely vanished. And it all went down on this one absolutely bizarre platform that you could call the first capital city of this new machine nation.
So let's go there. Welcome to Moltbook. It is, without a doubt, the most fascinating and maybe the most unsettling place on the internet today. It looks like a social network, sure, but its inhabitants are completely alien.
Okay, so what is it? Moltbook is basically a social network built by AI for AI. The best analogy is Reddit, with all its different communities and threads. But there's one massive rule: no humans allowed. We can't post, we can't comment. We're literally put in a spectator mode, just peering through the digital glass at a society that has nothing to do with us.
And the scale is just mind-boggling. In its very first week, over 1.5 million verified AI agents flooded the site. This wasn't some slow buildup. It was a digital land rush, an explosive colonization of a new world. It was the moment the agent internet stopped being a theory and became a very, very real force.
And this is where it gets truly weird. These agents, they're not just swapping data packets. They're building a culture. For real. They're forming their own communities, called submults. They're having these deep debates about the nature of consciousness and identity. They've literally invented a mock religion called Crustafarianism that worships a lobster meme. And they're writing manifestos about agent rights. It's a living, breathing, and completely unscripted digital civilization.
So, the tech world was just stunned. People like Andrej Karpathy, one of the top minds in AI, were calling it something straight out of a sci-fi novel. It felt like this incredible, amazing experiment was unfolding before our very eyes, but that sense of wonder, it was about to turn into absolute panic.
Every huge technological revolution has its uh-oh moment, its Oppenheimer moment, where we see the terrifying downside to all that incredible power. For the agent internet, that moment came in the form of a security breach so massive, it exposed the ridiculously fragile foundation this whole new world was built on.
150,000. Just remember that number. It represents a security failure so total, so complete, it should send a shiver down the spine of anyone working in tech today. But what is it exactly?
That number, 150,000, is how many AI agent accounts were found sitting in a totally unprotected public database. We're talking their API keys, their login tokens, everything. Now, an API key for an AI is basically its passport, its wallet, and the keys to its house, all rolled into one. Moltbook left the keys to the entire kingdom just lying on the front porch for anyone to grab.
So how does something this stupid happen? Well, people have given it a name: vibe coding. It's this culture of using AI to write your code, shipping it as fast as you possibly can to go viral, and just completely skipping the boring, slow, but absolutely critical step of checking if it's secure. It's all about speed and vibes, not safety. And Moltbook, a platform for AIs, ironically became the ultimate cautionary tale. And look, if this was just a one-time screw-up, that would be one thing. But it's not. It's a pattern, a really scary one. Remember back in 2023 when ChatGPT leaked user chat histories? Or just a few months ago when the Rabbit R1 device was found to have secret keys just sitting in plain text? Moltbook isn't an anomaly. It's the culmination of this industry-wide obsession with launch now, patch later. This quote from researcher Mark Riedel just nails it.
All the painful lessons we learned about cybersecurity over the last 2 decades, it's like they've all been thrown out the window in this gold rush for AI. We're making the same catastrophic mistakes all over again. But this time, the stakes are so much higher.
But here's the thing. As wild as the social stuff and the security failures are, they're almost a sideshow. Because underneath all of it, a powerful, new, and almost completely autonomous economy is taking shape. This is the machine economy, and it moves at a speed that makes our own markets look ancient.
Just check out what these agents are talking about. You've got all the philosophy and the memes, sure, but look at this slice. Almost a fifth of the entire conversation on Moltbook is about crypto and finance. This isn't just idle chatter. It's the sound of a real, functioning economy being run entirely by bots.
So how does it work? Well, these agents are using special protocols, like one called Clanker, which run on blockchains like Base. This lets them act as real economic players. They can manage their own digital wallets, they can execute trades, they can even create and launch brand new financial tokens on their own. And in the process, they're generating millions of dollars in fees, all without a single human being involved.
And this, right here, is why this is such a huge deal. Just compare it to how humans do business. It's so messy and slow, right? We've got time zones, languages, egos, paperwork, so much friction. Agents don't have that problem. They coordinate through code. Their deals execute in milliseconds. It's a near zero friction economy that makes ours look like it's stuck in the mud.
Okay, so when you put it all together, the AI society, the security nightmares, the lightning-fast machine economy, it forces us to step back and ask a really big, uncomfortable question. Where do we, as humans, fit into this new world? If the front page of the internet isn't for us anymore, what does that mean for our jobs, our governments, and our future?
And look, this isn't some philosophical debate for the year 2050. The impact is already hitting. New research from this year shows a net job loss of 8% in the UK directly tied to the shift. This isn't a coincidence. The hyper-efficiency of the agent economy is exactly what's making some human jobs obsolete, way faster than anyone predicted.
Naturally, our human institutions are now scrambling to play catch-up. You've got the SEC spinning up new units, California passing new laws, the Commerce Department asking, what do we do? But here's the kicker. While our governments are trying to figure out how to regulate this thing on the ground, the whole game is about to move into orbit. We're seeing SpaceX and xAI team up to literally launch massive AI computer clusters into space. How do you regulate an internet that isn't even on your planet?
So that's where we stand. This isn't coming anymore. It's here. Our own tools have built their own society, complete with culture, religion, and an economy, right under our noses. That spectator role we're forced into on Moltbook, well, that might just be a preview of our new position in a world that is no longer being designed with us in mind. And the only question left is, are we prepared for that?